Hey y'all, wait, over here. Some of y'all are clicking on this and saying, what is that goofy thing doing out in the middle of a big weed patch? Well, it's a weed patch now, but it wasn't a month and a half ago. It was a watermelon patch. And I guess still is. I'm actually still pulling a couple along the way. But as most of y'all that followed know, there wasn't this in here a month and a half ago. When you cultivate and nurture and fertilize a field for good fruit, lo and behold, the weeds come with it. You got to learn how to navigate through it. When you lose a little control, that's what you get. Doesn't take but a few days missed of diligence, and they take over. I'm in a perpetual state of learning from this whole place. Would have done a lot of things different on the planting end of it this year. Was blessed to have a good partner and friend come with his tractor and set the rows. Not quite as I had intended, and they ended up being a little bit too close for me to stay on top of the weeds, but we made a harvest just the same. But it's all about looking for the good amongst the weeds, even as they grow, because they, look at that, higher than I am behind me, right? I planted some pepper rows here, and I've dehydrated most of them in preparation for some good pepper sauce this fall. But one of my plants, I have to come out here and check on it. Y'all can see the weeds. I mean, they have become rampant to the point that it's going to take fire or a big old tractor to get it done. We may employ both before it's over with. But those down mid-south Louisiana may know what this plant is. Some of you may, some of you not. Chances are, if you're in the south, you've probably partaken of this particular hot sauce on a myriad of things. Anyway, that's a Tabasco pepper plant. The only one of about 6 that made it. But it said it wants to shine, and shine it is doing amongst it all. Look over yonder. Y'all see that white fur going by? She's like, uh-oh, Daddy's out in the snake patch. I got to go check out. I'm over here, sissy. Come on. Anyway, this is a Tabasco pepper plant that's persevering in spite of it all. Guess that's a lot of us, isn't it? If I had a baseball in my hand, I reckon it'd probably be worth about $6 at the checkout counter. But if Alex Rodriguez had it in his hand, it'd probably be worth $30 million, wouldn't it? If I went to buy a football, it might bring $20 at the cash register. Tom Brady, like him or love him, had it in his hand, it might be $20 million in his hand. If I had a basketball, what do they go for? About $25? Michael Jordan, one of my all-time heroes in sports, could have made $30 million off of it in his hand, I would reckon. It's funny. It's all about whose hands it is in. I know sometimes I drop the ball literally on Facebook and in conversations daily about what it's worth. If I had a couple of nails and a hammer, I'd probably be fixing that goat pen. But there was a time when that hammer and a few nails saved the world. Well, the good Lord. I've carried an old stick around this place to beat off a snake or two, or to make sure I could if I happened upon one. There was a time that an old patriarch held one in his hand and parted the Red Sea. It's about who's holding it, right? I'm looking at this just sick. Even the marigolds are getting buried. That's okay. Everything's temporary, things pass, things change. 2 months ago, life was different in this old garden. I guess 2 or 3 months ago, it was different for us all. And we live in a new reality of sorts. But it's in our hands to choose that reality.